What is project management software? In this video, I'm going to share with you a perspective that will help you out. And if we all share this perspective and help in any way we can, especially with software companies and especially as customers, we will drive this industry in a very, very positive direction. And so if you're interested in that, please stay with me on this video. So let me just cut to the chase. You already know what project management software is, but I'm going to cut to the chase and get to a couple of really clean and clear things that I think everybody should understand. I'm still going to tie this to my lean trip to Japan with Paul Akers. There was this term that is actually a combined English term, which is called kosupa, which is cost per value, right? And the kosupa means that you get an insane amount of value from the product or service that you are receiving. So you go to Japan, you go to South Korea, you go even in places in Europe, and you buy something that's wonderful and amazing, and you look at the price and you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? And then you come back to the United States and you get something, it breaks right away, and it costs you an insane amount of money. This has got to stop when it comes to project management software and how we do business in the United States in construction. Most of the time, and this is hurting the entire industry, and I put this in the lean book that we're writing right now called Elevating Construction the Lean Way. And here's the concept, is that every time somebody in construction finds some new thing, like let's say it's a scheduling software or how to implement AI with bid leveling, or it's a project management application or whatever it is, they immediately get dollar signs in their eyes. They immediately put it behind a paywall. They immediately make everyone sign a non-disclosure agreement. They immediately get it trademarked or patented, and then they automatically charge an insane amount of money for it so that they can get rich and one day sell to investors. Now, it's not inherently bad to want to make money, but it's hurting our industry, because if I, as a construction company, said, I want that drone service, I want that scheduling service, I want that project management software, there goes all of my general conditions and general requirements. That means in the United States construction industry today, not only do I have to deal with lawyers, not only do I have to deal with a lot of bureaucracy, not only am I being held up every which way, not only do I get my time wasted with unhealthy administration, but now I cannot, it is impossible, I cannot get all of the services that I need to run a construction project well, because I cannot afford it, because everybody's trying to get rich. What it should be, a project management software should be, is a software that has kosupa, a high, I would say, value to cost ratio, meaning that you get a high amount of value for a low amount of overall total cost, and that's accessible to everybody, that helps you to do your job instead of hinders you. I was talking about finances at first. Let me give you an effectiveness second example. There is a company, I won't tell you who it is, but they're an owner of projects. They mandate scheduling software, and this scheduling software is a nightmare. The general contractor has to have 1 or 2 additional paid positions just to translate their schedule from the working software that they have into this horrible nightmare garbage software, and then spit it out and make the reports, simply because it's an owner requirement. Mandating software from an enterprise level, I have never seen it work. If you're like, oh Jason, I'm a construction company, we had to mandate this. I understand if you have to mandate your financial software, because that kind of ties everywhere. And I can almost understand mandating project management software, but it's really not great, because I've never, ever heard this. Oh, our company just signed an enterprise agreement, or the owner mandated that software, and it's super easy. Never. Not once in my entire life. Here's what I hear all the time. That software which we're mandated to use takes 2 additional people. It costs $120,000. One project, mid-sized project, $76,000 a year. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that. Our foremen have 15 extra steps over the 3 that they originally had. I remember one time, I'll tell you the first software, I won't tell you the second one. The first software was BIM 360 Field. They were tracking their punch list issues, and the entry was seamless, and their amount of quality inspections and the rate of completion for punch list was like skyrocketing. The company was doing well. Corporate mandated a software, it went down. I think their average per job number of observations in a week per job was at 75. It dropped right back down to 5 and stayed between 5 and 10. They're still there today, because it doesn't work. So a project management software should be affordable, and second, it should be effective. And the problem is it's not. Most project management softwares, and you know who I'm talking about, so legally they can't sue me because I'm not saying their name, is just a great place to hold your drawings. It doesn't do anything else properly. And that is a problem. So I'm going to talk to you about what it is and what it should be right now so we can make better decisions and find a way to make progress forward in this industry. Project management software in this industry should be a tool to track and communicate work and to, most importantly, enable the people boots on the ground to do their jobs easier. And the problem with this is that most of them simply house drawings properly, but their quality inspections, garbage. Safety inspections, garbage. The interface for doing RFIs and submittals, hard to see. You can hardly find the information. The methods for taking meeting minutes, not effective, not visual at all. So they've got one thing that's right. It's frictionless and it saves drawings properly and it's super awesome to distribute drawings, which Bluebeam could do just as well. But all of these other functions are F grades. The measurement of a software, in my opinion, is it fast, meaning it makes you faster at what you do? Is it frictionless, meaning does it create a good user experience? And is it useful to the end user? And the answer for most project management software is no, 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 and some more no. I'm going to get to a point of what we can do instead, but that's what a software application should be, and right now in the industry, it's not. It should create clarity. It should shorten feedback loops. It should make decisions faster and more visible. And it should help you see problems sooner. And so what these applications need to, I'll just tell you a couple things. They need to start optimizing for the right people, the workers and the foremen in the field. They need to understand the differentiation between what the software should do and what humans should do. Software should only do what it does so humans can do what they should be doing. So making it visible, and most applications don't do that. And the other thing is it should enable the right processes instead of locking us in. Let me give you an example. I once visited an amazing tax professional that knew so much. In fact, I was talking about the path of critical flow, and that was when I used to draw it at the bottom of phases. And then this person said, no, Jason, it's actually at the top because that's completing. And I'm like, oh, this guy was brilliant. And I was like, well, if you know these things, why don't you do this? And he was like, oh yeah, we used to do this with our clients, but the software won't allow us to do it. That is a problem. And so we have to make sure that software does not restrict what's needed in the value stream for our processes and our flows. So this is all a bunch of bad news. Jason, why are you giving it to me? Let me go ahead and give you the solution here. Number one, decide how you're going to run the job first before you choose your applications. Number two, define your planning cadence for how you want to strategically build this and tactically build this project. Three, decide how you're going to solve problems and visualize those problems with your field teams. Four, decide how you want to communicate and interact as a team. And then five, choose the softwares that will do that for you. And if you get those or are stuck with one, then train those softwares to get close to how you want to work as humanly possible. The other thing that I would say is complain. Software developers don't care about subject matter experts. They don't care about what I say. They care about what their customers are demanding. Demand that the inspections are easier. Demand that it's more visual. Demand that meeting minutes aren't so boring and in a bunch of black and white text. Demand. And always ask, do we need to do this? Or is this just useless administration? So first ask, what should we buy? And second, ask, how can we use this better? I'm going to turn this into a blog post for you. And if you ever want to talk to me personally where I'm not legally in trouble, please reach out to me in the comments. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.